Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at AnonymousRealityT. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking a new #1 show at the O Network, y'all. I haven't forgot about y'all. When your girl has a busy work day and a lot of things going on, I don't forget about y'all. I just got to get to y'all when I get to y'all. Now, as y'all know, the show that Melody Cherie Rogers left is gone till November, y'all. Is gone off the air until November. No new episodes until November and all of the things. Although, allegedly, Carlos King was not aware of this and tried to dispute this and tried to say that the people were spreading fake news, right? However, I think he got added back into the group chat to let them know that the show was gone till November, right? So, nonetheless, we only have right now Ready to Love and Heart and Hustle Houston airing on the network, right? So there was a reunion episode for Ready to Love. I believe the second part came on tonight, so there will be ratings again for next week for the Ready to Love part 2 of the reunion. So the audience change for Ready to Love went up 17%, 155,000 viewers. And that is your new #1 show on the OWN network that used to be the #1 show on the OWN network, right? And I have not seen, like I said, I've been very checked out of Ready to Love for a very long time now. So it's like I'll try to get into these newer seasons, but there's so many twists and turns, and it's just like everybody's in an alliance now to try to get to the end, only to be like, well, I choose myself. Well, I want to be with you, but you don't want to be with me, right? And it's like, well, what are we doing? What is the point of it all? So Heart and Hustle Houston is the #2 show on the O Network at 120,000. So it took a little dip in the ratings, minus 10%. And I'm wondering if the reason that this took a dip in the ratings is because of the fact that Love and Marriage Huntsville is gone till November, that maybe people thought as well that Heart and Hustle Houston was also gone till November. No. I think that might have been the thing here, where people may have thought no Love and Marriage Huntsville, no new episode. Even no new episode. Maybe there's not a new episode of Heart and Hustle Houston either. And so they weren't ready. They weren't prepared. They didn't know that, right? They didn't know that there was a new episode that came on. So none of the less, and I believe Bell Collective comes back in October. So none of the less, hopefully people are still going to tune in and remember, to tune in to these shows. But I feel Ready to Love's biggest mistake, and I can't stress it enough, is these long, drawn-out breaks. These long, drawn-out breaks. Please stop splitting up these seasons. And Love and Marriage Huntsville is going to fill it too. Because you already lose an audience with the delay of the show coming back. The show was supposed to come back much earlier than when it did. So you already lost an audience from Mel leaving, but then you lose another audience with all the delays of when the show comes back, and then the show only comes back for 8 episodes. It's as if it's like Owen was like, well, Mel's not coming back. There's nothing we can do to convince her to come back. Well, we can't greenlit X amount of episodes, no matter who you put on the show. So now we have this random break, and the show's supposed to come back, go on until November, allegedly, and how many episodes are going to come back then? Another 8 episodes and then another break? Like, what are we doing? What is the end game? What is the end game with all of these breaks and all of this and all of that? And I think Owen needs to realize, and that's why I really like Heart and Hustle Houston, I think Owen needs to evolve with reality television. The same old formulas, the same old tricks, and trying to take long breaks from these shows is not going to cut it with these audiences, because these audiences, either you draw them in or they look elsewhere for entertainment. They look elsewhere for TV programming. Now, I think Heart and Hustle will be fine because it's a brand new show. It's still getting its bearings and getting its audience and everything else. So I'm not worried about Heart and Hustle Houston. But Ready to Love used to never get numbers this bad. Like, ever numbers this bad. Probably not since, like, the earlier seasons. Like, the show was getting, like, 300, 400,000 viewers, y'all. It was getting serious. Like, it was getting a lot of numbers. So this is not a good look for, Ready to Love to be this abysmal in the ratings. But at the same token, I feel like the show's been on for enough seasons now that a lot of people aren't on there for love anyways. They're on there for clout. They're on there to try to be on the show for the longest amount of time. They're there to waste people's time and everything else. But they want the screen time. They want the lights, camera, and action. But then what happens when you get to the reunion? You find out somebody's got a secret girlfriend somewhere, or somebody, lied about the connection, and, once the camera stopped rolling, they disappeared. Like it's always some type of foolishness. And usually maybe one couple may make it to the reunion. Maybe 2 couples. But everybody else, it's a wrap. And it's like the reunion is your time to shine. It's your time to get your little digs in. It's your time to get your little reads in and everything else, and try to make a show and try to get your last few minutes of fame up, one out of here. So it's really unserious at this point. And then the biggest problem is there's so much bias on these reality shows now, and now invoking the host to host these reunions, I feel is a mistake. Like, I love when Egypt Sherrod, hosts these reunions, because she's not attached or parasocial with any of the cast. She doesn't have any personal relationships or to where they're calling her or they have her personal phone number. Everything's completely professional. And I feel like that boundary has been crossed on several shows on the OWN network. So by the time you get to the reunion, if you have pre-built-in biases or people that you know were problematic and you're not going to go in on them and ask them the difficult questions and ask them the hard questions, what is the point? What is the point of it all, you guys? But nonetheless, you guys, that is it. That is all for this video. But yeah, the show Mel left is gone till November. So there's not going to be any ratings for that show until November. But what will be interesting to see is how all of these other shows fare without Love and Marriage Huntsville on the air. If any of these other shows are going to get some bumps in the ratings. If any of these other shows, because as of now, they're not the #1 show on the network, because there's no current episodes being aired, right? So it'll be interesting to see, whether it's Bell Collective, whether if there's any new programming around this time for the next couple of months that is able to really step in and become a hit with the network. So we will see what happens there. But that is it for this video. That is it. That is all. Es todos, es finito, es final for this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.